An additional 4 feet 2 inches. Okay, so hello. So for all our new people here, my name is Khadidra. That is Elijah, and we are building our homestead in the Arizona desert. Pretty much today we are starting a new project. So we need to get Terry onto an actual pad, number one, and number two, we need to get a gated in area so that the kids can actually be outside with us and they can get their play area, you know, our little eating area outside, basically our outdoor space that we're going to be spending time in outdoors. So we spent earlier today drawing up our diagrams of what we wanted everything to look like. So now we're outside trying to figure out how it's going to come out, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a U-shaped type fence. Terry will get parked right up against that empty space, and then we'll have Terry skirting around it to kind of create a barrier and then we'll put up, you know, fencing and mesh and everything so that we are fully gated in here, because it will take us a little bit to get the property gated in. But even though we are gating in the property, we still want to make sure that we have a smaller confined space to where we can comfortably hang out outside and not have to worry about the kids getting into stuff, and it keeps them fenced in with us. So that's what we're going to be working on today. So this is our shipping container over here that we had gotten delivered. So what we want is we're going to leave a space here. So eventually we will be getting some machinery in the future, not the near future, far, far future, but a tractor most likely. And so we want to make sure that we leave enough space to where we can build like a little awning off from the shipping container, and then we can park, you know, tractor or whatever other type of machinery that we end up getting it parked there. And so our goal is that we want to get Terry right about here in this space, and Terry is about 8 feet wide, so we'll probably end up doing a 10-foot space. And then in front of Terry is where he's going to butt up against the actual fenced-in area. So the fenced-in area is going to be a 10-foot by 12-foot section. So it'll be coming 10 feet out from Terry, and then it'll be 12 feet wide with the beginning of it starting around Terry's door. So that will build like a little step platform, and you'll step down right into the living area space. So that is what our plans are for today. We are getting out our level right now. So if you guys have watched our older video where we had built our shed foundation, you would notice that a lot of the blocks seem deeper than the others. So even though the land seemed like it was very flat, it's not. So we're basically going to take our level, and we're going to be taking it into a couple different spots so we can figure out where our high and our low spots are, so that we can kind of gauge where our digging and how deep we need to go to dig. And then our fence for a little gated area is probably only going to be about 3 feet from ground level high. So nothing too crazy, just something simple that, you know, we can be comfortable with. And then we will be getting some gravel so that we can park Terry on the gravel pad. And then for the actual gated in area, we have some grass, some fake grass that we had back at our old place. So where we used to live during the summertime, because it does get hot in Arizona, we used to convert our garage into an indoor playground for the kids. So we have a 10-foot by 12-foot grass, which will end up just rolling out here and just using it out here and see how that goes. If any of you have ever installed artificial grass outside, what do you put under it to get it soft? Not soft, but like level, so that you don't feel the rocks through it and all the dirt clumps and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys have any ideas on that, and also for drainage, let us know. Okay, so Elijah got the tripod set up. He has the level partially set up. We're going to get the grading stick out, and then we are going to be beeping the ground. Okay, so we are set up on this side. This is that little tree that we had mulched and trimmed up. So we're thinking that we want to be a couple feet away from the tree. If we need to, we can always trim this down a little bit. in order to make sure that it's not growing through the mesh that we're going to be putting up, and also so that nothing kind of climbs up and hops into the living space. But we're going to be working primarily in this area here because that's where our RV pad is going to be going and the area that we're doing. And then it is very windy out here right now, so I'm hoping that the sound is great. I adjusted all the settings on the microphone a couple weeks ago, and normal sounds have been great, but this is the first time using the new settings with it being windy, so we will see how this goes. Basically, we are trying to figure out how far back we want it to start, and we're thinking that we might want the front gate of the area to go kind of like this way, like a little L shape here. We should have a little bit of wiggle room there. Can you hold that? Step on it. No, the yellow. Step on the yellow. Step on the yellow. Step on it. Thank you. Okay, keep stepping on it. Keep stepping on it. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. Okay, so over there it said you had to go up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
it's
12 feet.
Down here.
Okay, and then if you guys don't know, our living space will consist of a seating area and then a play area for the kids, our outdoor living space. So this is about 12 feet. That looks really tiny. So from this corner, so this was 10 feet this way. So I'm gonna measure 10 feet that way, and then we can kind of figure out that way. Based on the level, what it's telling us is that this corner is our high point. So this corner, we're gonna be basing the rest of our post off of. So this corner is the one that we're gonna be basing the rest of our post off of. As we go down, it's okay. As we go down towards the side of the property, it slopes down that way. And then as we go this way, it also slopes down. So it's higher towards the front of our property, which kind of makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and get some stakes in the ground. We're gonna stake off our first corner, and then we will measure, and then we'll stake off the corner over there. So these are the plans that we're pretty much following that I drew up earlier when we were brainstorming the idea of this. I don't know if you could see it or not, but we went ahead and put the stakes in the ground. So this is stake number 1, 2's there, 3 is there, and the other one is over there. And so this would be a 10 by 12 area. Now that we're standing in it, we kind of feel like it's a little too small, because Elijah made a good point that he thinks he wants to put an outdoor grill area over here. And we feel like it's not enough space for seating because we were planning on lining up Terry's door here. Terry's pad will be there. And then having a little 3-foot gate here. So what we're gonna do is, based on how we did the plan, it's easy just to add on to it. So we're gonna measure, we're gonna add an additional 3 feet 6 inches on this side. And then that should give us, I think, the space that we're looking for. So it's easy when you do it on paper, but then when you actually put it on the ground, it looks a lot different. And then, so this whole area will be grassed in. So it'll be the kids' grass and then the grass for the living area. And then this will be a cooking area that we might do pavers on, or it's small enough where we can probably take a shot at a concrete pad. So we're gonna get that adjusted and then we'll be right back. Okay, so after about 15 minutes, we got everything re-squared up. We went ahead and added on 3 feet 6 inches for additional space, just in case we want like a grill / outdoor cooking area. So next, woo! Okay, so it's very windy out here. We got a little bit of sprinkles while we were doing that, but the rain has gone away now. So from each one of our corners, so this little stake is acting as the back corner of the 4x4 post that we're gonna put here. So it will be like this. And so we're gonna measure 2 inches in at a diagonal from those so that we can get our center line of where we're going to put the tip of the auger at. Okay, so now that we have the corners marked 2 inches from the corner to be the center of the post, we're gonna go ahead and do all the other posts that we have mapped out for there. We're gonna mark where all of our posts need to be going. So the gate is going 4 inches in from here. I don't know if can you pull back? So this is the end of the 4-inch post. So that's the first one. Okay, so that's perfect square. Okay, so you need to measure 3 feet over that way. Okay, and then that's the edge of it. So you want to mark the edge. Well, I guess you need to mark, yeah. And then mark at 3.2. 3 feet 2 inches. Yeah, and that's where you're gonna auger at. And then we'll have to measure, you'll have to measure 2 inches this way also from there. Can you run it all the way to that one over there? Okay. Yeah, so that's your 3'2". I wish we had another 3 feet 2. So you're gonna auger right here. Okay, and then that's the only post on this side, is just for the gate. So this one, this is the corner. So it should be 4 inches is the end of the post there. So from the end of the post there to the end of the next post, it's 5 foot 2 inches. 5 foot 2 inches. And then that's going to be the end of the post. So I need to go in to 5 feet. That'll give us our center post. And then 2 inches. And that should give us that line there. 4 feet 2 inches, and then go into, so that should be at 4 feet. There we go. That's better. So right here is where it needs to go. Can you erase the other ones? Okay, and then, so that's the dead center. From there, we need to go an additional 4 feet 2 inches. So that's 8 feet 4 inches. 8 feet 4 inches, and then minus 2. Okay, there we go. And then that one right out there. Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, and then we need to add on 4, 2 again. So what would that be? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 7. 12, 7 minus 2. Okay, how many of those did I make? Did I only make 3 of those, or did I make 3? That's perfect, because I added additional ones, so it should be 3 in the center now instead of 2. Okay, so after remeasuring again, we got all of our points at for where we need to be augering. Do you want to auger all the in-between holes first? And then we can auger the rest of them. Okay, so we're going to start augering, and we'll see how this goes. Hello, so we are back opening another package that was sent to our P.O. box. So we're gonna go ahead and get this opened. Okay, so. Okay, so So this gift is coming from our Amazon wish list, and it was sent to us by Christina. They are building a homestead in the southern mountains of Colorado. I love Colorado. We've gone down to Colorado to go on vacation. I think it was last year that we went down, and it is beautiful up there. It is so nice. So let's see what we got from Christina. So we got ourselves something that is going to come in handy, which is a permaculture design book. So basically, this is what we need for our homestead so that we can set up a permaculture system on the land. So basically like its own ecosystem type thing. So I'm excited to dig into this book because I've been looking at stuff online, but you can only find so much online, and so it's different, you know, between looking online and actually being able to have a book, because now I can write in here, I can take notes, I can highlight stuff, and then I can truly like design, you know, based on our land, because I've heard a lot of good things about this book, and basically saying that, so it's something that you can either, you know, you can read through the whole book, or you can just go through and you can search for whatever you need in here. So I'm gonna get this cracked open today and start looking through it, because it would be nice to have a plan before we actually start building, because then we can kind of make adjustments and stuff based on what we want to do from this book. So thank you, Christina. We appreciate you for sending us this, and we are excited to implement all this stuff. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna grab measurement really quick so we can figure out where grade is. So then we can make sure that our first hole is 2 feet below grade. Yeah, you're good. Okay, so we're starting to lose some daylight. It's a lot darker than I think what the camera is showing, but so far we have one hole. We almost forgot to run our string line on the outsides of where the posts are, so that when we go and put posts in the ground, it will make it a lot easier for us. All we have to do is just line the post up with the little square, the little corner. So we went ahead and put 3 stakes in the ground outside of where our holes are actually going to be, so then we can go ahead and just match everything up. But Elijah's going to go ahead and skip this hole. We're going to dig the next hole, and then depending on what daylight is looking up, we might call it a day for today. In the morning we'll need to go and head to the store to go pick up wood, and then we'll be back out to do the rest of the holes in the morning. This one. Yeah. Yeah, just a little more. Okay, so the camera's not showing really how dark it is. You're gonna see the laser because I forgot to turn off the laser, but it's not showing how dark it is. But we're gonna go ahead and, let me go turn off the laser really quick. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and call it a night for now. It's starting, we've lost daylight. We were able to get basically all 5 of the front holes dug. The very last one at the end, the auger just won't go down anymore. It went down like a couple inches and then it was like, no, I'm done. So that one we can easily get through it with our little black tamper bar that we have. That will break through it perfectly fine, but we don't have daylight, so we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. But pretty much we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more holes that we have to dig tomorrow. We're gonna contemplate tonight if we want to hit the store early in the morning or if we want to just head off super early in the morning and finish off the rest of the holes and then go to the store during the heat of the day, and then we can at least get the holes dug, and then tomorrow afternoon, once it cools down, then we can come and actually put the post in the ground, or at least we can preserve the post because we have to do preserving of the post as well. What are you doing? Okay, so Elijah's over there by the container. We're gonna get cleaned up because he just chopped a scorpion in half. He said it was a big giant one, so we're gonna go ahead and get cleaned up because we know, so I think I've only seen 1 scorpion since living in Arizona, and so I don't want to see any more. So we're gonna get packed up really quick, and then we will see you in the morning, either back out here auging holes, or we will see you on the way to the store. So, bye.